Greetings and welcome to the Strat-O-Matic Network. We've got a ball game here. It's the first game of April 12, and it's the first of a two-game series between Cincinnati and Atlanta. Starting for the Cincinnati Reds is John Tsitouris. This was his final season. He's a nameless player. And pitching for Atlanta is Phil Niekro. Both are right-handers, both in their first game of the season. Let's look at our opening lineups. It's Pete Rose leading off for Cincinnati in right field. Alex Johnson in left, Veda Pinson in center, Tony Perez at third, Lee May at first, Don Pavletich the catcher, Tommy Helms at second, Leo Cardenas at short, and John Tsitouris, the pitcher, batting ninth. For Atlanta, it's Felipe Alou leading off in center, Sonny Jackson at short, Henry Aaron in right, Joe Torre, the catcher, Cletus Boyer at third, Darren Johnson at first, Sandy Valdespino in left field, Felix Mian at second, and Phil Niekro, the pitcher, batting ninth. The Reds dropped their first two games this year, and Atlanta is 1-1. It's only the third date of games. There's only two games scheduled. And I expect the first pitch in about 3 minutes. Stand by, please. First pitch in about 2 minutes. About 1 minute. 1 minute till game time. Oh. And the Atlanta Braves take the field. There's Phil Niekro on the mound. And leading it off is Pete Rose. Rose steps into the batter's box. Niekro is ready. Here's the windup. And the pitch, that's 4-5 switch hitter batting left, grounds it to second for Mian. And he throws it to Darren Johnson, one away. And we are underway. Now here's Alex Johnson. 3-9 right-handed, chops it to second again. It's Mian. Throws it to Darren Johnson, 2 away. And now Veda Pinson, the batter. .211 right-handed ballpark slash, and that is a liner to second. And Mian fields all 3 outs, 1, 2, 3 inning. After a half, Cincinnati nothing and Atlanta coming up. Here's John Tsitouris. This was the nameless player card that I selected because his ERA is over 7 in very few innings pitched. We'll see how long he lasts. Felipe Alou leads it off. He's a right-hander, Tsitouris. He's ready. Here's the windup. Pitch to Alou, 5-5, right-handed, single 1. Lines it to second, caught by Helms. 1 away, and the second baseman's been involved in all the outs thus far for both teams. Here's Sonny Jackson now. Ah. 1-9 right-handed, grounded to short, fielded by Cardenas. And he throws it to Lee May at first, 2 outs. And now here's Henry Aaron. .15, grounded to short. Fielded by Cardenas, over to May. And it's a 1, 2, 3 inning for Tsitouris. Not bad. We've gone 1 inning. It's a scoreless ball game. Niekro takes the mound. Tony Perez, the batter. .14, pops it up behind the plate for Torrey, the catcher. He makes the catch, 1 away. Now Lee May, the batter. Here's Niekro. 5-5 right-handed, grounder to short. Fielded by Sonny Jackson. 2 outs. And now Don Pavlicich, the batter. Five-seven right-handed, 1-1. It's a base hit for Pavlicich. A 2-out single. Hello, Kathy Harden. I'm getting ready to start early, Kathy. You know that? 2 outs, Pavlicich is on. You too. You let me know when. Here's Tommy Helms. The pitch from Niekro. That's 4-8. Flies to right for Aaron. He makes the catch. And the side is out. Are you ready now? No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. And we move now to the bottom of the second. You're ready now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead because I hate to take my medicine alone. Thank you. Okay, let's do it, Kathy. Excellent. Oh, that's better. You know, Kathy, I like it when it's gloomy. I like it dark. I like it gloomy. I like it rainy. And I hear it's going to rain here tomorrow. Just for your information, Kathy, I'm using a nameless player for John Tsitouris who had an ERA of over 7, and I figured this card would suffice. Their overall effectiveness very poor. His ERA was over 7. But this in my effort to use everyone who played, who started. So Tsitouris retired the side in order in the first. And Joe Torre is the batter. Yeah, here's Tsitouris. He's right-hander. I'm giving him an endurance inning of 5. He has W power. He's a 1 hitter and a right-handed batter. Okay, it's Tsitouris. I remember him from my 62 set. He had more activity than this. He had an actual card. Okay, Tsitouris on the mound for Cincinnati. Facing Torre. Here's the pitch. That's 6-6, right-handed, flies it to left. And under it is Alex Johnson. That's first 4 batters Tsitouris has retired, but watch out if one gets away from him. Cletus Boyer. The late Cletus Boyer. You know, of this lineup, I don't know who's alive and who's not. I know Torre's alive. I know now for the Reds. I don't know about Perez. I know Pinson's gone. I think Johnson's gone. It's almost like the Dead Poets Society, you know? But there's a couple of live ones here. Cletus, right-handed hitter. The wind-up and the pitch from Tsitouris. That's 1-9 right-handed hit well to left field. Going back is Alex Johnson, and at the warning track, he makes the catch. So it's 2 fly balls out to left field. Oh, Joel, thank you. Thank you, Joel. And great to see you, Joel. So Tsitouris has retired the first 5 batters he's faced. Isn't that something? Now here's Darren Johnson. Johnson, right-handed hitter. And here's the pitch. It's 2-9, right-handed. He grounds it to second, and that's fielded by Helms over to Lee May. And it's yet another 1-2-3 inning for John Tsitouris. It's looking good the first 2 innings. We've gone 2, and it's a scoreless ball game. And we're going to head to the top of the 3rd now. How you feeling, Kathy? It's almost, I'm sitting here, I have the front door open, because in Studio B, there's only 2 windows, 3 windows, and only one of them works. And it's in the bathroom. On real cool days, you could open it up and it helps. But the front door is wide open. Bugs don't really, in this kind of weather, bugs are not really that much of a problem. And I'm sitting here in the chair, And it's almost like I can step outside of myself and go outside and look in and see myself sitting on this chair. Now, Kathy, Joel, and everybody else out there, what do you think about that? I can't quite see it, Kathy, but for a moment I can just sort of feel it. And seeing how at a 66-year-old man in the year 2024, and we're going to head to the top of the third. And here's Niekro. Leading it off, Leo Cardenas. I think Leo has passed. Not certain. Okay, Niekro into his windup. 4-4, that's right, that's a ballpark slash. And that is going to be lined into center field. And what a beautiful catch made by Felipe. Wow, let's look at that again. 4-4. And I Joel, what I do is I take the poetic license to modify those. Okay, it's a fly ball C. Okay, but what we had was a 4-4 right-handed ballpark slash, and of course we see it's to center field. That really was a slash. The right-hander gets it for a base hit, 1-6, but it was a 5. It did go through. Oh my! That went through into center field, thrown in by Felipe. So Cincinnati has a runner on. Leo Cardenas. And that's going to bring up John Tsitouris. We're going to make him an E bunter. We're not taking any chances here. We've made him a 1WR, this nameless player. I should call it, when we're using the service, we call it a named player card. Okay, this one works out a little better, I think, than the pitching card. But no, he's retired the first 6. Here's Tsitouris with Cardenas on first. Nobody out. Havoc. And the pitch. That's going to be a 5-4. 1WR right-handed grounder to third. It's going to be Boyer over to Mian and no play to first. So Cardenas is, I guess we'd say, forced out. He was forced. And that was I guess we'd call that a force out. You could also call it a fielder's choice because Felix, 5'4", right-handed. Wait a minute. What the hell? Do I have Niekro a catcher X? Oh, we're gonna have to do a replay on this, and that's kind of fitting. We're gonna get the replay going here. Get the replay going. And it's gonna be a 5-4. 1WR right-handed grounder to third. It's gonna be, I don't know how I got that, but this is a right-handed hitter on a 5-4. That's a catcher X. That's a catcher X. If anyone wants to, try to correct me on this, 5-4, and there is the roll. The roll is still there in the tray. He's a right-handed hitter, 5'4". I don't know how many times I have to look at it. Somehow I picked that. It's funny how I picked it up on it.
It'll be a 5-4.
And we're going to go check that out, 5-4. Still in the tray, 18. Cacciatore 3. Hey, you get to hear that, Cacciatore? My mother made the best chicken cacciatore in the world. Boyer 110, 18. Wait a minute. It's a Catcher-X. I'm staying with a mistake. Yeah, Torrey the catcher. 3-4. 18-3. That's a pass ball followed by a foul out. That's what that is. So this whole thing is changed. Wait for that. We can take a scrap paper here if we need to, because we're not, it was, oh God. It's followed by a foul out. Pass ball, second base. We'll let that dry, but we can continue. Pass ball. Quick dry. So that's one away. Yeah, those pretty birds. Kathy, you hear those birds? Those pretty, pretty birds. That's nature's music. Just tune right into it. I'm going with a natural background ambiance for this ball game. And if you just kind of, you hear those birds? And we cohabitate pretty nicely with birds. They don't bother us, we don't bother them, except the numbskulls who go on dove shootings or whatever the hell that is. That's crazy. Why would you get pleasure, sport, out of murdering a sentient being? Everything all right? Okay, here's Rose now. This side, this is intense. Niekro now from the stretch. The pitch to Rose. What's up?
Lenny gave me a copy of Mary Trump's book to read about Donald Trump. So that's what I got.
Oh, he loaned it to you. And
Yeah.
who wrote it?
Mary Trump.
The judge?
Mary.
Oh, the psychologist.
Yeah, his
Sure,
niece, who
sure.
he screwed.
Sure, folks, this is my neighbor who's
Oh,
happened
yeah.
to.
Yeah, you know how nice.
Yeah, oh, I'm
Donald
sure
Trump
it's a
is
very.
to all his
She's.
relatives.
You got to hand it to her. She, because of who she is
Yes.
and her relation, she made a difference in working at calling him out on everything and so much, and she has intimate. So she did a good job as a human being.
And I went to have a session with her once when she was working
Did you
at the
really?
postgraduate center as a therapist.
Really?
I went to see.
Are you serious?
I didn't know she was going to.
Oh, I've been a
assigned to
consumer
me.
of therapy. I have a
You
shrink
know,
now.
Right. So
Was she good?
she's excellent. We
Yeah.
got to talk about Donald
Oh,
because I had done work for him, and I told her.
work
my
for
story.
whom?
Donald.
You did work?
Me. Yes.
Because I'm buzzed.
Well, you can be buzzed all you
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
I thought I
that-
told
that's
you the
very
story.
good.
But yes, I was asked to give a lie detector test for him on the girl who worked at the chocolate store in the basement of Trump Tower.
Didn't know
Yes.
anything about it.
And this 20-year-old gorgeous Eastern European girl comes into my office with her eyes all watered up. And
Yeah.
I asked her the questions.
Eastern European girl?
Like from Europe, like from Russia, his type.
Okay, because
You know his type?
I was hoping it would be, and this is bizarre because I'm really paying attention. I was
Yeah.
hoping it would be a Middle Eastern.
No,
Because, some of them are the most beautiful women in the world.
but his first wife is from Russia
I know. Yeah.
and got him all his money. I forget at the moment the name of the big investment company.
Oh, we don't know
His wife is-
his dealings with Russia.
big money.
God,
But
yeah.
anyway, this girl didn't take the money.
Yeah.
And I could tell by the way she was reacting to the questions, the real issue was not about the money.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
If you get the picture.
Yeah. I'm not that slow.
Right. So as fate would have it, I had the security guard account at the front of Trump Tower at the
Yeah.
time for Charles Jourdan clothing
Yeah,
store.
hold on, folks. I'm getting a juicy one here from
Yeah.
my neighbor.
So
Yeah.
I went down to look at
I
the
mean, if you
chocolate.
want, you can come over here so people can hear it. It's up to you.
so I went
It's
down-
not slander, is it?
No, it's
Okay.
the truth.
Yeah.
I went down to the
I'll
chocolate
put you on.
store in the basement of Trump Tower to look at the place where this girl had been working.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to check it out. I'm that kind of a person. I take an interest in all my clients and all their problems.
Right.
And I have to say, I was a little astounded to notice that at that store, there was no cash register and no camera.
Yeah.
And everyone in Manhattan,
And which store was this?
the chocolate store he
Down
owns in
below.
the basement of Trump Tower.
Right. He owns all this property.
Yeah, and everyone in that building, was a multimillionaire. Johnny Carson had an apartment in that building he bought for $12 million, the poor guy. The Saffer family, you know who the Saffers are?
Sure.
They lived in that building. I knew their son.
Well, it is a good location.
Oh, it's
You know.
an okay location.
Uh,
They got the Bonwood Teller escalator in there. That's where that escalator
oh
came
yeah, I
from.
went down myself after
Yeah.
he was elected to see what it was like.
So I couldn't believe he didn't have a cash register or a camera in there. And when you don't have a cash register in your place of business, that means you're not paying taxes and you're not giving
Oh.
anybody a receipt.
Well, they took cash though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't have a cash register.
They would have change though.
Yeah, they would have to go into the back to make change.
Okay.
So you're running a business without a cash register or a camera, and you want to accuse this girl of taking $200.
Right.
That was a setup, okay? Because he was trying to put the squeeze on her.
Absolutely.
That
Oh,
was the
my
real story for those who don't quite
I'm
catch
sure.
up to the
I'm
rest
sure
of
there'll
us.
be a lot in that book. There'll be a lot you know, and there'll be a lot you don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. So when I ran into him at the service desk at Tiffany's 4.5 months later after
Yeah.
giving this girl the test,
Ran into who?
Donald Trump.
Okay.
I said to him, Mr. Trump, it's so nice to see you. You created this gorgeous monument for us, Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue. It's a fantastic building. By the way, I'm the guy who gave the lie detector test for you on that girl in the chocolate store. It's been over 4.5 months now. I still have not been paid.
He's probably gotten a lot of blowback like that in his life from people who run into
Really?
him.
You think
What-
so?
Oh yeah.
He didn't
People
pay-
telling him that they didn't pay him.
Half the people who put up Trump Tower didn't get paid. They got put out of business
What
because
did,
he
what did
refused
he
to pay
say?
them.
What did he say?
He's like, oh, really? And he started to ask me questions about my father. I did not want to tell him about
Did he
my
know your
father
father?
because I will never get paid.
Did
No,
he-
I just told him my father had a place of business in Brooklyn because
Yeah.
I knew that's where
Because
his father
my,
had a business.
My grandfather
Yeah.
didn't do business with Fred, but he knew Fred.
Everyone knew
He
Fred.
just didn't know, but Fred knew him.
Okay. Well, Fred ruined a lot of people's lives in Brooklyn. He was
Yeah.
kind of notorious for being what
Oh.
he was.
And he got away with it.
Yeah, just like his son, because they bribed all the right people.
Howdy, Steve.
So that's how
Jeff
it goes.
Guterman here, and this is my friend Andy, or
Hello,
Andrew.
I'm just the neighbor.
And he came in to just tell me some stuff, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
That
but-
it happens in a game of Strat-O-Matic. But yeah, by all means, feel free to.
But he's been notorious for screwing people ever since he got born on the planet. Even Jackie Kennedy had a fight with him because he took down the Biltmore Hotel, which was a landmark from the 1860s,
Oh.
and put up the Grand
Did he
Hyatt
take it
for
down?
the Pritzker family.
Did
yeah,
he take?
it was a beautiful, monumental building. That's
Yeah,
where I
let's
had.
take Grand Central Station. To
Yeah.
me, that is a priceless relic. Don't you think so?
Well, I thought
And-
so
and it
when I
shouldn't be
was in
touched.
high school because they
Every
asked
time I
me.
go, I love it.
They asked me when I was in high school where we should have the senior prom
Yeah, what do you say?
because we had all these choices, and I picked the Biltmore Hotel
Well,
because it was a classic Beaux Arts
in
place
Manhattan.
to have our
Very nice.
event. Yes, so I had a little bit of an affinity for that building and appreciation, and when that bum knocked it down,
Yeah,
and the only person
that's
who
a
could
shame. You can't.
speak out against him was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
Well,
Can you believe that?
Well, she was I think instrumental in a group of people advocating for, and maybe even helping to get funding for the renovation of Grand Central Station.
She was
If
part
it
of the
wasn't-
Landmarks Conservation Committee. She was on that.
She was into that, and it's
She
a
was.
wonderful thing because what a treasure that she and others do it too. Save.
Right, and the only other building that's like that is the Customs House downtown in Battery Park, where the Museum of
Is
the
the
American
Woolworth building still up?
where the Museum of the American Indian is.
Yeah,
I think the Woolworth
I
building
think it
is
is.
still up.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's having problems. It's very old.
the structure. Well, that's
Just like the Chrysler building,
that-
those things need tremendous maintenance. And the Empire State Building,
Yeah,
it's
they do need a lot of maintenance.
a tremendous amount. Those
Well,
buildings are
well-
in tough shape.
Well, at least they do it, but I mean, I'm talking about what should be is the maintenance, or at least the assessment of, is it sound?
Yeah, but you got the plumbing and electrical system
Oh.
from, you know.
That's to me that's busy work,
That's,
and that's you know,
And
but
they
it's
all,
not life threatening.
well, they all have lead paint.
Oh,
When they were putting up, they were
Okay.
using lead paint. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of problems there to be dealt with, to be fair. But anyway, just to let you know what a wonderful person we're going to be having as our next president.
sure.
You know,
Yeah, look, I've checked out of being personally invested. You can call it apathy if you want. It is apathy, but it's other things too. It's
but you just have to accept
seeking
it.
mental health.
Well, because you realize you can't change it.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
you just
But
can
you
be an
want to know something?
observer.
We're living in a time of history that is going to be notorious.
Yeah.
Okay. When people
And,
look back.
and infamous.
Yeah, and God knows what lies ahead.
Well, yeah, maybe. But yeah, this guy's going to be a royal screw up. Wait and see.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we know. We see it coming. And now we got the bird flu is on the horizon.
Well,
Come and get it. So
You are
one step at a time.
you are the purveyor of optimism.
Yeah, you know.
His name is Andrew, and he's my neighbor. He's a great guy to have as a neighbor.
I'm just letting you know.
We see eye to eye. We're both from New
we got our
York.
hands full with this
Hands full.
lunatic.
We're gagged. We are gagged.
We are
What do
we're
you?
prisoners of our own
Yeah.
wonderful country. Obviously, we have a lot of freedom.
Well,
Very good.
well, I'll tell you, the First Amendment is a pretty darn good thing, and it's alive and well. That much I will say. You may not like what's going on. Many of our examples of freedom and democracy are being challenged, but we have a bulwark in you may not the Supreme Court. That's bought and sold, but the lower appellate courts are a bulwark against Trumpism, as is, the problem is now the House and Senate are going to turn.
Lots of luck standing up against these
So
forces.
God knows what can be put into law.
Like you said, it takes people like Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis of
Well,
that stature.
that woman,
Outstanding in this
you know,
community.
and if you stop and think,
About how many people supported moral bankruptcy and voted for Trump, it's scary.
if you, if you,
It's really scary.
if you study and analyze and immerse yourself like I have as a,
Independent thinking
no,
American.
but a student of John Kennedy, the trauma
Yeah.
that Jacqueline Kennedy experienced, and I have analyzed it and studied it and immersed myself in the film, the accounts. It's, I just can't imagine how she didn't flip out.
Or she did.
I'm saying, she, of course, she was shocked when it happened.
Yeah, and then
But
who she married after that.
She did it for security.
Right, and then she put up with his infidelity also. 'Cause
I
that
heard
affair
about that.
was
I just
really
read that
bad.
yesterday.
Well,
Who the
we knew
fuck
what was
sh-
going on at the time, but you know,
Yeah,
she knew
yeah.
which men she needed to be with. She
Right.
wanted to be with these really strong, powerful
And
men.
even though she did live in New York with her son
Yeah, and her
and daughter,
Yeah,
Manhattan,
yeah.
Fifth
I know.
Ave.
On 90th Street,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. I know
So-
the neighborhood. I wasn't invited, but I know the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw her on 42nd Street once when she was working for Time Magazine.
Jacqueline?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she works very quickly.
Oh, does she?
For good reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Poor thing died of cancer.
I saw John Lennon on 72nd Street in Manhattan.
Did you?
Yeah, by the Dakota.
And you never spoke to him?
I did. He waved to me once.
He waved to you.
Yeah.
You know, he's right when he says, gives that as an example, because that's a communication, that's a language. And did he wave back?
Yes, he's a wonderful person, but he used to dress up in costumes with
Yeah.
the beard and tattered clothing, so you would think he was homeless on the street.
Right, and people would end up giving him a $5 bill or
Right,
something.
but I was able to see through the disguises, and I would say hello to him, because I was in the Dakota frequently anyway,
Yeah.
to visit one of my friends, so
Wow.
he saw me. So he felt
That
more
friend must have been
comfortable
doing
saying
pretty
hello to me.
well.
He what?
That friend of yours must have been doing pretty well to.
He was running a little company called TWA
Mm.
for this guy you probably never heard of called Howie. What was his name? Who was the big filmmaker who went into?
Weinstein?
No, Howard.
Hughes.
Yeah, Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
That's who he worked for. He worked for Howard Hughes.
Yeah.
He's another poor slapper.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. Those are the people who count in this country. That's who you gotta know. Or not.
I was always fascinated by Howard Hughes as a child because my mother told me about him.
He accomplished a lot.
Yeah, and she would tell me that he would go to a black tie affair and be wearing sneakers.
And he could get away with it.
But that was Howard Hughes. Then I learned about his reclusiveness, and because my mother and grandmother always kept me up on stuff like that, and learned he died, and then I remember things coming out. I didn't pay too close attention, but subsequent, I have a picture which is arguably the last photo ever taken of him. And I'm not going to bother bringing it up.
He was quite something.
And he
Yeah, no
became
doubt.
very ill.
Well, he was good buddies with Richard Nixon. That's how Richard Nixon lost his job. He was a suitcase from Howard Hughes.
I'm good. I'm out.
$100,000.
Folks, I'll be right back, and we'll continue this ball game. That's fun. It's pretty good.
Didn't you think it was $100,000?
I am going to be back in about 2 minutes. Uh, that app working. I'm reading what was said here. How you doing there, Kathy? That guy is pretty cool. You know, he's got. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes, and I'm going to continue this ball game. I have a game on indeed. Excuse me. There, I want to get that nice. There it is. Oh, there. No, not quite. Get that right in there. Get that thing right up here first. game of April 12. Pete Rose. We already did the Havoc roll. I'll replay that for you if you want it, but it was done. It was nothing. Pitch to Rose. That's 110 right-handed. That's a base hit. Rose. 110. That's 2 asteroids, and Cardenas comes home. How do you like that? And that was off a knuckler, I believe. Rose with the base hit, a nice single to right field. Actually, 110 right-handed. That's a single, 2 asteroids with a clutch reversal, which it was not. The pass ball, Cardenas made it to second. So with that, Rose now is on. Not a steal situation. Here's Alex Johnson. We are going to have a Havoc roll, Bill. And there it is. And you get it in your bones and you own it. If you're going to play that. It seems like a ridiculous thing. Actually, it seems like if people would agree to it, I would do a red die. A red 20 die, roll 5. I'll show you. Let me show you. This is all practice right now. You roll this, and it's agreed a priori that if the red die is a 1 or a 2, this all is negated. This is all negated and ignored. So with a runner on, this would be the Havoc roll. And because it's not a Havoc, it's not a wild pitch or a balk or a whatever, you then do read it, 3-4. And you go with the 6 if needed. I don't know if you like that, but for some people it would probably be proved more economical. I'll show how I do with the X chart in due course. Right now Alex Johnson is at the plate. 4 is so much easier though to handle. Here's Niekro now with Rose on first, 1 out, and the pitch to John's Havoc roll. My goodness, what are we talking about? There's the pitch, 4-5 right-handed, grounds it to short. This could be 2. It's Sonny Jackson over to Felix for 1, and then over to DJ Johnson for the inning-ending double play. So it was a nice finish, but 1 run was scored. And now we're moving to the bottom of the 3rd. And if you'll excuse me just for a moment. I want to see if you're able to stay connected with this. If not, I'll reconnect. There we go. There we go. Anybody out there? Anybody at all? There's Bill Iverme. Super. Thank you, Bill. Bottom of the third, John Tsitouris, again using a nameless player, and now it's a named player. It's John Tsitouris. It's over a 7 ERA. We picked very poor for overall effectiveness. And put in his, he's a W, of course, 1W right-handed hitter. No, he doesn't play Strat. John Tsitouris has retired the first 6 Atlanta Braves that have come up here, and now here is Sandy Valdez-Spino. I have iced coffee, which is a very refreshing, and it's watered down, but you know, it's sort of a stimulant, you know, a nice drug to use in the afternoon. When I already went there, Kathy, to the other place. Okay, here's Valdez-Spino and the pitch from Tsitouris. That's 4-6 left-handed, struck him out. That's 7 in a row for John Tsitouris. Here's Felix Millan now. 6-5 right-handed, grounded to short X. This guy isn't poor so far. Cardenas 236. That's 19-2, throws him out, Cardenas. Over to Lee May. And that'll bring up Phil Niekro, the 9th batter. Niekro is the 6NR. Leave it to him to break it up. Tsitouris throws 5-4. Right-handed. Fly ball right. Under it Rose. He makes the catch, and look at that. 3 perfect innings from John Tsitouris. Ain't that a marvel? And it's a 1-0 ball game. God, we're not gonna let this son of a bitch get in too much trouble. Excuse the language. I should have said bastard. Son of a bastard. Oh, he is. Oh, he's a kid. Yeah, no. Okay. We're heading to the top of the 4th. It's Phil Niekro on the mound. And there's Spokane Steve Spokes. I thought you were taking your mother out to dinner today. Are you moving on up to that? Because I thought you weren't broadcasting. You have a game today? Here's Veda Pinson leading it off. It's 1-0 Reds. Niekro on the mound. Yeah, okay, there you go. There you go. I just read it, and you have a great weekend. Here's the pitch to Pinson. That's going to be 6-8, left-handed. Single 1-18 goes through. Base hits off Niekro. It was a 6-8 left-handed. Pinson is on. 1-15. 1-13 being held. Tony Perez the batter. Havoc. Pitch to Perez. 6-4 right-handed, grounds it to third. Boyer throws to Felix at second to get Pinson. No play to first. And Tony Perez is safe at first base with 1 out. And Big Lee May is coming up. One of the most underrated, underspoken stars. Perez on first, 1 down. Havoc. Here's the pitch to May. 4-10. That's a grounder to short X. Sonny Jackson, 438. That's flat. It's going to be an E-roll. Jackson, E38, watch out. 4, I'll bet you it's an error. E38, it's a 1-baser. A 1-base error. Could have been a 2-base throwing error, but it wasn't. It was a 1-base error by Sonny. And that's going to make it first and second with 1 out. And Don Pavlitic is the batter. First error of this ball game. And they're waiting. Bench is on the bench. He's going to come out, folks. I want to tell you, Rookie of the Year. Once he's in on the schedule, you can see there's one statistic I want you to take a good hard look at if you can possibly make it out. I'm going to show it up. Can anyone guess the statistic that I noticed? Bill, the statistic is 564. Oh yeah, the 40 doubles is great. The 15 homers is great. The 82 runs batted in is great. The 270 average, 5 average, especially in a 68 year, was great. But look at those frickin' juicy at bats. 564. Oh, 31 walks, not too many, but boy, he struck out a lot. But he had enough at bats to pay for it. Okay, he had enough at bats. Sure, he struck out 96 times. It's not god awful. Didn't have that many walks. People didn't know he was dangerous. 600 plate appearances, absolutely. Here's Pavlitic now. And I hope you're enjoying our natural ambiance. You'll hear a vehicle drive by. You'll hear the chirps of birds, the wind blowing. First and second with 1 out. Pavlitic at the plate. The pitch from Niekro. 2-5 right-handed, base hit left. Perez rounding third. 1-11. No hold, +1, 1-12. +1 on Valdespino, 1-13. And you know, there's an old expression, it's 1-13, he's safe. And that is with one out, a run in the hand is worth trying for. And he's safe by a mile. Oh, Perez sliding in. Throw it in, everyone moves up. And we'll see if that's a unearned run. Because if the next guy gets out, it's an unearned run. And I say that with my confidence of my formula for earned runs, and you can correct me anytime. It makes me more knowledgeable. It's second and third, one out, and look what's coming in. The infield. And Tommy Helms, the batter. Actually, what they're going to do is they're going to pull the infield back to avoid a big inning. Holmes at the plate. That's 2-6 right-handed. Single 1-10. Line to short and caught by Sonny Jackson. And that's about as good an out as you could have asked for. Now Niekro wants to get out of this. These are professionals. Stay in this game, 2-0. There's not a big, either way, you're trying here. Leo Cardenas in a clutch situation. This will be a clutch situation now. Niekro, second and third, 2 away. There's the pitch. It's 5-7 right-handed. Oh, 1-1 base hit. May scores. Pavlitic scores. And it's all earned now, except this run. May is unearned. And Tsitouris, with that nameless player, is a winner. Wow, 4-0. And Tsitouris is coming up. Niekro really getting hit bad. We're going to keep him in, though. And it's Cardenas on first 2 outs. Okay, it's Torres. He popped to the catcher. 2-5 struck him out. And that retires the side, and that's the first strikeout for Niekro. But there were 3 runs. 2 of them were unearned. And after 3 1/2 innings, it's 4-0 Cincinnati. What big story here, I think, is John Tsitouris. I mean, that was those 3 runs. You know, a single, an out on a force, an error, first and second, a single stretching Perez home. And then the base hit by Leo, which brought home May and Pavlitic. And it was just a efficient offensive maneuver, aided by the error by Sonny Jackson. John Tsitouris, I'm having this coffee, beautiful. Just a little sip now and then, tiny. Trying to make it through the day. And we're heading to the bottom of the fourth. Tsitouris has retired the first 9 Braves, and that means that top of the order in the fourth here with Felipe. Tsitouris into his windup. And the pitch, that's 2-3, right-handed. Pops it up, third base side, foul territory, going over. Perez makes the catch. 1 out. And that's 10 in a row for John Tsitouris. At the end of his career, I think he was pretty journeyman, but this is his final season. And we're using this nameless player, which is rated overall as very poor. Not just poor, very poor. His ERA was over 7. So I thought that this would be a good outcome. 1 out, and Sonny Jackson at the plate. Five, 6 left-handed, grounds his second X, keeps it in play with Sonny Jackson. It's a ground ball second X, that's Helms 220. 7-2, throws him out, and that's 11 in order for Tsitouris. And here is what I would say is a living legend, a future Hall of Famer, if I had to pick one. Him, Mays, Clemente, these are future Hall of Famers. Aaron at the plate, 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. Reds ahead 4-0. Pitch to Aaron, that's 4-7, right-handed, walked him, and there's your first base runner. I'll tell you, it's easy to walk that Aaron. Aaron on first, look at that 1-19 with Tsitouris. He's the first base runner, make him 1-22, hold him, 1-19 max. And on a 5 and a 6, he gets the lead. Does not get the lead. So Aaron being held closely on first, and Joe Torre with 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Tsitouris. That's 1-9, fly ball center. That's playable by Pinson, and he just he had to take a few steps back. It was hit well by Torre, but he makes the catch on the side, is retired. So Tsitouris still the only runner who has reached safely is by a base on balls through 4. It's a 4-0 ball game. And we hope you're enjoying this ball game. Here's Phil Niekro now. Let's see if he can get back into a groove. He'll face Rose to start it off. Pitch to Rose, 4-10. Switch hitter batting left, grounds it to short X. That's Sonny Jackson again. 438, 17-4, we could read it. And he throws him out. Nice play by Sonny Jackson to get Rose. 1 down. Now Alex Johnson. .28 right-handed, fly lofted to left. And under it, Valdez Spino. And there's 2 away. And now Veda Pinson. This is the kind of groove Niekro wants to get in. There's the pitch, 2-7 right-handed, double 1-5. It's a base hit. Second hit for Pinson today. And the sixth hit allowed by Niekro. Seventh, I'm sorry. Veda on first, being held. And here's Tony Perez. Pitch from Niekro. 6-7 right-handed, single 1-4, and that's a grounder to second, and that will retire the side. It was Mian who two-hopped it and threw it on over to Darren Johnson for the side. And it's a 4-0 ball game. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here in the fifth. This is Tsitouris' first endurance inning. As you can see, the fifth. Have to write in a whole bunch of shit for him. And he has yet to allow a hit. Here we are in the fifth. Clete Boyer, the batter. Tsitouris into his windup. That's going to be a 5-11 right-handed. Walked him. Whoa. So he walks the leadoff batter, Cletus Boyer, on a 5-11 right-handed. Boyer is on. We're not going to even mess with that. Here's DJ Johnson. And the pitch. 2-11 right-handed, grounds it to first. That's taken by Lee May to the bag, and Boyer advances to second. So Boyer in scoring position with one out. Much needed run. One will do. Here's Sandy Valdespino, 4-0 Reds. Boyer on second, one out, Braves batting. Bottom of the fifth. The pitch from Tsitouris to Valdespino, 2-8 right-handed, grounded to short. B. That's going to hold. Scooped by Cardenas over to May. And that's 2 outs. And here's Felix. Still no hits off Tsitouris. Here's the pitch to Mian now. Oh, Lord, 4-9 right-handed, base hit to right. She got a piece of that. Oh. Boyer may score. He's rounding third. Let's look at that. 4-9 right-handed, single right field. That'll be a -2 rows. He's got that freaking good arm. Boyer. The hell? One to 12, 2 outs, 1 to 14, no hold, 1 to 15, -2, 1 to 13. With 2 outs, here's the throw, 1 to 13, and he is safe. And the Braves score their first run of the ball game, and the fans cheer. And believe it or not, they're going to have Phil Niekro coming up to bat. Yeah. This is a different game, folks. This is not your everyday, your current day type of ball game. Oh shit! What did I frickin' do? I'm sorry. Niekro. And by the way, he's a 6NR. It's Felix on first. 1-13. You know, he's just not a stealer. He's got good speed. Pitch from Tsitouris. That's 3-4, struck him out. And that will retire the side. He does allow a run on a walk and then a base hit. It was, he went to, I guess Boyer walked, went to second on the ground ball to DJ Johnson, hit by DJ Johnson. And then Felix singled and Boyer stretching from third to score off Rose. It is a 4-1 ball game now, and Tsitouris throwing, you know, winning this game. He has reached fatigue. He's got 2 against him. When we come back, it'll be Niekro on the mound facing the Reds. Take a break for about 2 or 3 minutes. My name, Jeffrey Guterman, and this is the Strat-O-Matic Network. We'll be right back. Christ. Oh, 20,000. That's a good crowd. I think that's a pretty decent crowd. Early on in the season, 3rd game for each team. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, that was a light game, Senators. Yeah, here we go, top of the 6th. Niekro takes the mound. His first endurance inning is the 8th. Lee May to lead it off. One 5 struck him out. A lot of strikeouts there. Here's Pavlitic. Oh, Lord. Oop, negated. Oh, yeah, there's nobody on. Oh, God. Too bad. I think what I'll do is just do a re-roll. That's 1-9, right-handed. Grounds it short, 2 outs. And here's Tommy Helms. .311 pops it up to second. And Mian makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Niekro, getting strong here in the middle innings. After that 3-run fourth. Well, Tsitouris coming out. He has 2, a walk and a single in his first endurance inning. Here's his second endurance inning, and the batter is Felipe. That's 5-6 right-handed, grounds it to second X. That'll be handled by Helms, 220. 22, throws him out. Nice play by Helms. 1 down, and here's Sonny Jackson. Tsitouris, 6'11", right, left-handed grounder to first X. DJ, 3-6, that's an 18-3, I can read it. He throws it to Tsitouris, covering the bag. So it's 2 outs. And here's Henry Aaron. It's a 4-1 game, Reds. Braves batting. Pitch to Aaron, 6'11", right-handed, grounds it to first X again. May 3-7. 14-3, we can't read that. It's going to be an E7 roll. E7-6. And he throws it to Tsitouris again, covering the bag. And it's a 1-2-3 for Tsitouris. How do you like this with his nameless player card, which is very poor overall effectiveness? And we're going to head to the top of the 7th. It's possible I may not even have to go to the store today. The only thing is the water is a little low, so I will go. I'll go later tonight. Top of the 7th now. And here's Niekro. Leo Cardenas leads it off. Irrelevant. Thrown by an error of commission. Cardenas 2 for 2 today. Where is my damn pen? Oh, there it is. That's a 4-7 right-handed, struck him out. That's the 3rd now for Niekro. And they're going to keep Tsitouris in this ball game. He's the winner of record, has not reached endurance. He got out of any threat there with the 1-2-3 inning. He refreshed his endurance, if you will. So Tsitouris, a 1 WR. Here's the pitch. 3-4, grounds it back to Niekro. And Niekro throws it over to Darren Johnson, 2 outs. So now Niekro settled down. Pete Rose, the batter. It's a 4-1 game. 5-12 Rose, switch hitter batting left, grounds to second, X. And that will be Felix, 218. 16-2, throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3. We're in the 7th inning stretch. A lot can happen with this John Tsitouris. He died in 2015. His major league debut was 1957. His last appearance was April 24 of this year, 1968. John Tsitouris pitching for the Reds. I have to go anyway. Here is John Tsitouris to pitch the bottom of the 7th. Joe Torre will lead it off. Two, 4, and he walked him. Third walk given up by Tsitouris. He's allowed 1 hit and a run. Braves batting down by 3. And here's Clete Boyer. Tsitouris from the stretch. 5-2 right-handed fly ball center. And under it, Pinson. 1 away in those spots. There's a lot of home runs have yet to be realized. Here's Alex Johnson now. Torrey on first. Pitch to DJ, 1-8. Pops it up to third. And Perez makes the catch. 2 away. And here's Sandy Valdespino. He's got end power against the right-hander John Tsitouris. Again, Torrey on first, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's 5-3, and he grounds it to first. And Lee May takes it to the bag, and the side is retired. Wow. Missing some juicy stuff in the 2 column, and in the 1 and 3 also. And we're headed to the 8th. Niekro in his first endurance inning. Alex Johnson leads it off. It's 4-1 Reds here. First of a 2-game series. Pitch to Johnson, 2-8. Right-handed, flies it to left, and Valdespino makes the catch. 1 out. Now Vada Pinson. Very quiet crowd out here today. Here's the pitch, 5-4 left-handed catcher X. Torrey, 3-4. 4-3, I can read that. Pops it up and pops out. Nice catch by Torrey, getting that pop-up right off to the side of Pinson. 2 away now. Here's Perez. Niekro had 1 bad inning. 6-6 right-handed, double 1-11. That's going to be a base hit for Perez. His first hit of the ball game. Now Lee May, 2 outs. 6-7 right-handed, single 1-4, grounded to second. Mian has it and throws it over to Darren Johnson. The side is out. No runs, 1 hit. Niekro has settled down for the most part. It's 4-1 Reds over the Braves, and the big story today, as far as I'm concerned, John Tsitouris, the veteran, died about 9 years ago. Think of all that he's missed in the past 9 years. Here's Felix Mian. One 6. Single 1-10. Oh, it's an 11, line to third. Wow. Caught by Perez. 1 out. My goodness. And I hate to do it. I hate to just, in a way, I want to let Niekro pitch. But it's the 8th already, and it just doesn't look good. So we're going to have a hitter for Niekro. He went 8 innings, 8 hits. Did not walk a batter. He struck out 3, and he allowed 3 earned and 1 unearned. Upshaw pitched in this game in the real world. We'll bring him in. Real good reliever. Doesn't even belong in a game with they're not with a lead maybe, but whatever. We're going to use him. Does not have a good move. Now let's see who we're going to have to hit. With 1 out, I think there's a perfect candidate. We've got to check to make sure that somebody in particular is on this team. Yeah. Bob Johnson eventually gets traded to the Braves. He should be on the Reds now for 15 at bats. Isn't that fantastic? Then he gets traded to the Braves. Jesus. We'll go with Tommy Aaron. I'm not going to move him until he's used or something. I could move him. This way it would avoid the error, but he only has 17 at bats. Whatever, I'm not going to move him. But maybe I would use him without looking. And if I do, too bad. Too freaking bad. Let it happen. It's the way I feel. It's a simulation anyway. Here's Tommy Aaron, bottom of the 8th. .57 right-handed, struck him out. Oh my. John Tsitouris, what a job. What a story of this veteran. He died at age 79. And there is a bio on him. Wow. There's a very long bio on Saber. Amazing. I want to just see his personal life. They had five. He married Dorothy Kazia and had 5 children. And on retirement, he went into automobile sales. John Tsitouris' son, Mark, was an excellent player at Wingate University in North Carolina, drafted by the Brewers. He did not sign. Then drafted by the Expos and launched a 2-year minor league career. Mark is inducted in Wingate's Sports Hall of Fame. But there's very little else. So we know he went into automobile sales. Tsitouris, with 2 outs, nobody on, and Felipe coming up. It's a 4-1 ball game. Pitch to Felipe, 4-6, right-handed, struck him out. It is quite a phenomenon here with this nameless player. Very poor overall, and you can see, and even for people who have W power, these things here, these end home runs, are singles. Singles are good. You got some doubles on an 8. That's 8 and 9 single, 7-0 walk. But he's pitching a great ball game and a 1-hitter. Even though he allowed a run, a 1-hitter. The single by Felix Millan. We're heading to the 9th. After a little break I'm going to have. I better no, I will not take a break. Oh, Lord Christ. Actually, I'll just pour another cup of iced coffee and okay, let's head on. He had an 0.84 ERA, only for you, Bill Ivany, will I do that. He's with, was he on the Reds? Can you tell me that much? I'll pull it out for you. Here he is, yeah. I'm getting it right now. I'm getting it close up for you. It's a great excuse for me to chill out and smell the roses. I'll be rotating. Oh yeah, no, yeah, don't scare me, Bill. Please. Balk rating 0, wild pitch 11. He's a 5 but a 0 error. That means, base hits will get past him. His hold is a 0. He does no harm. Just soak it in. Soak it in. 2 starts. 1-0. 21 innings. Let me just show you the back one more time. Put him back. Yeah. He also played in the 50s, I think, or the early 60s. Earlier. Okay, here's Cecil Upshaw. They had the obligatory pinch hitter, Tommy Aaron, who struck out by Tsitouris. Here's Upshaw now. Facing Pavlitic. .410 right-handed, ballpark / right-hander, 1-6, line to short. 1 out. Now Tommy Helms. .49 right-handed, struck him out. Wait a minute now. You're top of the ninth. That's correct. Struck him out. Two-way. And here's Leo Cardenas. And then you can get crossed up. It's up short for the Braves. Facing Leo, top of the ninth. That's 111 right-handed grounder to third. Boyer fields it, throws to Johnson. It's Darren Johnson, a 1-2-3 for Upshaw. And I guess he's eligible for the save. Oh, no. What am I even thinking? That's the cannabis, folks. Well, here's John Tsitouris coming out to pitch the bottom of the ninth. It will be the best of the order. Jackson isn't so good. 226 hitter. No one really better on the bench. It'll be Jackson, Aaron, and Torrey. It is a one-hitter. It'll count as the lowest hit game of the season for a pitcher. Lowest hit complete game. He did allow a run in the fifth. It's 4-1. And Tsitouris takes the mound. Here's Sonny Jackson to lead it off. It's probably the goddamn garbage already. Here's the pitch. That's 1-8, right-handed. Grounds it to short. Cardenas fields it and throws it to May, 1 out. Now here's Aaron. Again, Braves down by 3. 5-11, right-handed, walked him. That is the 4th walk given up by Tsitouris today. It's not hard to walk Aaron. Aaron not being held. Here's Torrey now. Two-7, right-handed, grounded to short. This is a gamer. Fielded by Cardenas. He throws to Helms at second for 1 and over to May for the game-ending double play. And what a surprisingly remarkable performance by John Tsitouris. Tsitouris went all the frickin' way with a nameless player card. 9 innings, 1 hit. He walked 4, struck out 4, and allowed 1 run. The loss goes to Niekro, who pitched great baseball. Well, not great. At times, he was very, very good. And there you have it. Now we purposely keep the rubber band open on this so we don't frickin' forget to put it back. Okay. You ever catch yourself leaving a pitcher's hitting card in a team? You know, it's how some of those things disappear. You playing with a team and then you look and you see. So quite a performance by Tsitouris. The only thing I am going to enter here on my data, because I'm going to enter this game tomorrow morning. I'm going to enter it as a low hit game, 68. And I put that in the standings: strikeouts per game, winning streak, losing streak, low hit game. This is the first one hitter. It was not a shutout, but it was still a one hit, one run ball game. And we're going to call it John Tsitouris. One hit, win. Allowed one run on April 12, 1968. We'll just save that. I want to thank you for being here for this ball game. I am going to bring the garbage in. Finally got picked up. Then I'm going to go to the store and get a couple items. I want to thank those of you who hung out for this ball game. Thank you, Bill. You take good care. Look at this goddamn rubber band. And thank you for everybody who was at this ball game.